Good night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bedbugs bite. Good night. Good night. Good night. What was that? You'd like to hear another one? But it's a school night. Okay. Just this once. What type of story shall we hear? How about a fairy tale of our times? A field of dreams, fenced in by a white picket. A story of a young man and woman we all hope to be someday. Well, too bad. That's what you're getting. Once upon a time, there was a young woman, pretty as a day in June. A young man stood by her side, smart as a whip and handsome as a polo horse. They met in high school and fell in love on a merry day in May. The young man soon dropped to his knees, pulled a diamond from his pocket, and won the young woman's hand in marriage.
Excuse us, Mr. Storyteller?
Moving right along. With the blessings of their compatible families.
Mr. Storyteller.
Excuse me a moment. Yes? What is it?
We didn't meet in high school.
Yes, you did. It says so right here.
We met in a bar.
And we dated on and off for 5 years while she experimented with foreigners.
How nice. For our purposes, let's say you met in high school, shall we? With the blessings of the compatible families, the young man and woman were to be bride and groom.
Wait, as I recall, you kept breaking it off.
What?
Yeah, and then you want me back the minute I had a new boyfriend.
Well, you sure didn't waste any time running into the arms of the first guy who had an accent.
Shh! Let's don't argue in front of the impressionable youngsters. The bride soon set on the wedding preparations.
I never realized you were racist.
I'm not. I was fine with the fact that you slept with black men.
You're assuming that racism automatically refers to African Americans. Isn't that a form of racism itself?
Excuse me, ma'am, sir. Burn me those vouchers so we can return to the story. Thank you.
By all means, don't let anything silly like our issues get in your way.
Look, will you just play along? These children have ample opportunity to be disillusioned later. Let's just have a nice bedtime story, okay? Okay. The preparations. They were to be married in a beautiful church.
Oh, drive-through chapel in Vegas.
Followed by an elegant reception at the Old Inn in Vermont.
Bathroom at the Stardust Lounge.
The bride put Martha Stewart to shame as she had the evening designed to the last detail.
Ha! That really sounds like you.
From the linen napkins to the centerpieces of purple freesias and Italian ruscas.
I think he was invited to someone else's wedding.
And why is he assuming the bride always has the taste? Does it never occur to anyone that the groom might want to participate? I worked my way through law school as a floral designer, which is why I know freesia is all wrong for the centerpiece, except maybe as an accent flower.
You're a floral designer.
You should use a more substantial bloom, like a lily or an orchid.
Brad, is there something you're not telling me?
Actually, there's something I'd like to tell these children so they can get to bed at a decent hour. The story!
Well, huff.
So, they had their flawless reception for 300 guests at the turn of the century inn in Vermont.
You know, we're not from Vermont. We've never even been to Vermont.
At which all had a delightful time.
Wait, what do you mean, is there something I want to tell you?
Immediately following the splendid reception.
I mean, is there something you haven't been honest with me about? Honest with yourself about?
Like what?
The bride, at a tender age of 24.
Ha! Oh!
What? What's so funny?
She's not even close to 24.
Now wait a minute here, Buster Brown. Whose story is this?
Ours?
Wrong. This is a fairy tale. I'm going for prototypes.
But I'm 35.
In this story, you're 24. The average American woman gets married at the age of 24.
Well, and how old does that make him?
27. Why? How old is he really?
I'm the one that's 24.
Isn't that a little too young to be getting married?
Why is it okay for me to get married at 24, but not for him?
You're the woman! You're supposed to be younger!
Jesus.
Now, before I was interrupted for the millionth time, boys and girls, as I was saying that after the reception, the 24-year-old bride was whisked away by her 27-year-old Prince Charming.
Whisked away where?
I don't know. To the airport.
Which one?
The airport of Vermont?
There's one in Burlington, one in Montebello.
How'd you know that?
I majored in geography.
You did?
So, Mr. Fancy Pants, which one is it?
The one where you caught your flight to Hawaii for your honeymoon.
This fairy tale is completely off. Anyone knows you can't catch a flight from Vermont to Hawaii. You have to go through Logan, or LAX, or both. And besides, I doubt they let horses in the terminal.
Oh, for God's sake! What is wrong with telling these children a nice little story?
No one's life turns out like that. How many of these kids' lives will end up like your story? None. It's too much pressure. That's why Catholic women are all messed up. You can't be a virgin and a mother. And Fred, I probably shouldn't have married you in the first place.
Shayna, how can you say that?
You're probably gay.
What?
Oh, come on. How many straight male floor designers do you know?
Is that what you thought I needed to be honest about?
You didn't even know I majored in geography. Look, if we're talking averages here, most people don't get married in Vermont. Most people get married in their one-horse hometowns with Walmarts and bad zoning.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing. That's my point. Most people get married in their hometown. Most people end up cheating on their spouses, going to counseling work, selling everything they own to get into lousy nursing home. Put that in your fairy tale and smoke it.
No one is smoking anything. There are children present.
God forbid we tell them what life's really like.
She's got a point there. You're opening yourself up to multiple class action suits there, mister.
Fine. I've had it. You want the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The whole enchilada, the proverbial hook, line, and sinker. Well, far be it from me to give these children a story to which aspire.
Go ahead, do it.
I'm warning you, it won't be pretty.
We
stand warned.
I'm such a pushover. Once upon a time, in a trailer park not so far away, there lived a woman, approaching middle age, who drank a lot of bourbon, smoked a pack a day, and hung out in places where they throw peanut shells on the floor.
Oh, right already.
And a young, slightly effeminate man who had a romantic relationship with a fellow Eagle Scout. But since he was only 17 and drunk on Kahula, he still considered himself straight.
Hey, watch it.
They met at a bar one night, where they got drunk and slept together afterwards at her place. Since she felt guilty about the one-night stand, she felt the need to make a legitimate relationship out of the encounter to justify the sex. Although the man offered to plan the entire wedding with his best friend, Steve, the bride insisted they hire a horse-drawn carriage to drop them off at the airport of Vermont, to which they would take their 6 connecting flights to Las Vegas and get married by an Elvis impersonator. To celebrate, they showed up at the Stardust Lounge and bought all the bar patrons cheese balls and Budweiser. When they arrived back home at Weehawken, New Jersey, the young man, unable to suppress his inner self a moment longer, took it up with the drag queen from Soho. And the bride, realizing she'd never become a mother, consoled herself with vodka and Xanax and died from a somewhat accidental overdose 3 years later. Now, the broom, now 27, took it up, wearing cowboy hats and chaps, and made the unfortunate mistake of traveling to Wyoming, where he was dragged behind a 4x4 by a bunch of homophobic rednecks. The drag queen put a show about the 3 of them, of which he played all 3 parts, won a Genius Grant, and landed himself a talk show on New York City cable access. I bid you good night. Sweet dreams, children. The end.
Wait, that's better. No, come on, do the other one. I'm not even gay.